Hey guys, I'm Mike Caviani. I'm the Dog Behavior Program Manager here at Austin Pets Alive. And in this video, we're going to cover how to use place to overcome some challenges with people coming into your home or some unwanted behaviors inside your home. So you've probably watched that video on place. You've learned the ins and outs of how to teach that behavior. So now let's use that to combat all these unwanted things. So some of you at home may have a dog that does all of these things or maybe one of these things. But we definitely talk to a lot of clients that need this setup, that need this protocol. And so we're hoping this video is going to help kind of help you visualize it, help you picture it, and have this to reference at home so you can really make sure you're doing it right. So some common behaviors that people experience with their dog when friends come over. The dog may be a dog who's a little protective of the household. It's a fairly normal trait with all different degrees of severity, but it's not that abnormal for a dog to be protective of their household, right? To be a little bit more like, who is that? Is that a friend? Is that an intruder? I don't know. And so when we have a dog like that, one of the biggest problems a dog like that faces is this freedom to make a decision, right? So they don't know what to do. The front door is over there, they hear knocking, and they don't know who it is. Is this a friend? Is this an enemy? Is this an intruder? Do I know the person? Do I run over there and lick them and jump on them? Do I run away? Do I hide? Do I run to my owner? What do I do, right? And so all those decisions, it's stressful, and it makes them more stressed out because they don't know what to do. So then they end up they make a choice. In the moment, with all that excitement of someone coming to the front door, they make a choice. And oftentimes it's not the right choice. So we want to take all of that decision, all of that freedom out of their hands. And again, this is for the dog who's potentially protective of his household, or even the dog who's just so friggin' stoked about people coming over that they can't contain it and they jump all over your visitors, and some of your visitors may not want a dog clobbering them in the chest when they come into the home, right? So for any of that, we're going to recommend that you use place to teach the dog to go to their bed whenever someone comes to the front door, but until they're highly trained enough to hold their place, and stay there while your friends come in, we want you to install a tie down, just a leash that you have connected to something heavy in the household. Their bed is within range of that tie down. You've set that up in an area where they can see the front door, they can see the people enter the home, they can watch as you guys are sitting around chatting, but they're not like right front and center to where your people have to like awkwardly tiptoe past them to get to where they want to go. You're already going to coach your friends before they ever enter the home on their job. You want to tell them, come on in, be neutral, and ignore the dog. Just walk on in, calm, neutral behavior, sit down, and chill. Now you, the owner, you're going to be rewarding behavior that you want. Good boy, toss them some treats. Behavior that you don't like, you're going to completely ignore the behavior. It's a non-response. We want the dog to get that feedback of, well, this isn't working, the person's not leaving, or I'm not getting attention, or mom's paying, zero attention to me, right? Versus, oh, I was quiet and calm. Oh, then I got attention, then I got rewarded. That works, okay? So that's how you'd utilize place for people coming into the home. And then, for stuff like, you're eating at the kitchen table and you don't want them begging for food, you can send your dog to place as well to, kind of eliminate that behavior. So we're gonna try to simulate the experience of a friend coming into your home. This is not our home. Leonidas, we love him like one of our dogs, but he's still not our dog. He's up for adoption currently at the time of this video. But we're going to try to simulate it so that Amy, our adoption follow-up coordinator, and Leo are hanging out in their home, and Lisa is going to come knock at the door to come over, and Amy wants to teach Leo to go to his bed, chill out, don't worry about it. While she lets Lisa in, she'll be rewarding him for calm behavior, ignoring any excitable behavior. Leo loves people, but he's a dog that we wouldn't be surprised if, when people come over, he's just so jazzed that he can't contain it and he wants to jump up and kiss you, but that's not really something we want him to do. So this will be a good exercise for him, and it'll be a good demo for you guys at home. So let's see how it goes.
Place.
So we are demonstrating how to use place to now take it to the next level and utilize it for some unwanted behavior. So we have our friend Lisa who's come over. She's at the door. And at home, you guys, you may have a dog who's potentially protective of your household and is thinking this is an intruder. Or a dog who's just way too stoked that you have a friend over, and they may be jumping on visitors when they come over. You can send your dog to place, have a tie down set up, just like a leash connected to something heavy, and then you're rewarding any behavior that you like, but you're going to ignore all of this behavior. So the dog gets a non-response. Amy rewarded that. That was beautiful. So now that you guys can hear me again, hopefully. So that's a perfect example. You don't want that behavior when your friends come over. The dog's overly excited. So he's on tie down so he can observe everything that's going on. He can see it all, but he's not right front and center to where you and your guest have to like tiptoe past him. So you cue a place, send him to his bed, clip him to his tie down, let your friend in the house. And you're going to coach your friend on just being neutral and ignoring the dog. A lot of people think they're helping when they come in and they're like, oh no, it's fine, I'm good with dogs. And they are baby talking the dog or, hey buddy, it's okay, it's fine, all that kind of stuff. But if your dog is, one, thinking this is a potential intruder, or two, overly excited about their presence, that's really not going to help the situation. So they should come in and sit down and be neutral. You, as the owner, you're paying attention to what the dog's doing. If they do something reward-worthy, quiet, calm behavior, you're rewarding that. If they're barking, acting agitated or just unwanted, right? Barking, growling, jumping, you're ignoring that behavior. So the dog is getting a non-response. So this behavior isn't working, whether it be somewhat defensive behavior because they're being territorial, whether it be demanding, barking, or overly excited behavior. None of that is accomplishing what they want. The person isn't paying any attention to them. The owner's not paying attention to them. If it is a territorial drive, well, this person didn't leave, so that didn't work. So, man, none of this is doing anything. And remember, guys, dogs really only do what works for them. So we just have to show them that none of that is actually working. It's not achieving anything. But hey, I'm quiet and calm. That's when I get rewarded from my person. That's when I get attention. So now they can kind of connect the dots and they can kind of see, all right, I got it. So option A, be calm and quiet. That's when I get rewarded and that's when I get attention. Option B, bark and carry on and be just kind of loud and well, that's not working. I'm not getting any feedback for that at all. I'm getting zero feedback. So that's not working. So now that they're just hanging out and chatting, Leo's hopefully going to be picking up on this. Leo's just a dog who you guys have met him before in our introduction to place video. He's just a big happy guy, but you could see this is working for him too, right? When Lisa first walked in, Leo was really, really excited, and I'm not going to make any claims that he wouldn't have jumped on Lisa to say hi to her. So we want to combat that rude greeting of a visitor, and now Leo is making such awesome choices, laying on his bed, and now Amy's rewarding him for that. If you have a dog at home who's perfectly benign with people, they just are overly excited, you know, at some point when the dog is in the state of mind that Leo is in now, you can decide to let him off tie down. We're not doing that for this exercise, but at home, if that's what you have at home, let them off tie down now. Now they can go get greetings from the person. If your dog is somewhat territorial, then we're going to probably say leave him on tie down and then have the friend get in on the act. So now the friend can potentially start rewarding the dog as well for any calm, quiet behavior. If Leo looks at Lisa, Lisa can just toss some food over. Lisa's still been pretty neutral. She's not going to be doing anything super demonstrative or anything like that. She's just kind of watching Leo out of the corner of her eye in her peripheral, and when Leo looks over towards her and is calm, she's just tossing food over to him. This is a good way to now start creating a very good association to a visitor being in the home. All right, I thought this was an intruder. I don't know. Who are you? I don't know who you are. And then, okay, well, hold on. Mom's rewarding me for calm behavior and ignoring me for behaviors. All right, for those other behaviors. This barking and growling didn't make the person leave, so that didn't work. And then this possible intruder is actually giving me food. So you know what, maybe I had this all wrong. Maybe this is actually not as threatening of a situation as I thought it was. And maybe this lady is actually kind of cool. So that's what we want the dog to start thinking about. Now, a lot of dogs in this situation, if we're talking about, again, a dog who's potentially threatened by a person coming into their home, a lot of dogs at this time, it's been about 5 minutes or so, a lot of dogs will have maybe gotten to the point where they're like, all right, I get it. The person's sitting, they're not doing anything that scary anymore, so I'm kind of over it. It's no big deal anymore. At that point, don't make the mistake of letting the dog off tie down at that moment, because we still don't know how the dog's going to respond when the person gets up and moves again. That oftentimes will trigger more unwanted behavior. The dog might start to feel threatened again because this potential intruder is starting to move through the home again, and they weren't ready for that. So, as an aside, Leo right now is just simply demand barking. He wants attention. So this is not the territorial behavior we're describing. So Amy's going to work him through this. She's going to reward him for calm behavior and ignore the excitable behavior. But while we talk about this territorial behavior stuff, something that would be a good exercise at this moment, if this was in your home and your dog is somewhat territorial, is Lisa can have more treats. And if Lisa, let's say, needs to get up to go to the kitchen or get up to use the restroom, we might predict that Lisa getting up may result in the dog feeling worried about that again. So as soon as Lisa goes to get up, she's going to start making it rain treats towards Leo when she gets up. And she's going to move, and she's going to just keep throwing food over at Leo the whole time she moves until she sits back down again. This is really just classical conditioning, just attaching this stranger moving through your home with something really good like food. So this is just giving this dog this real classic kind of concept of person moving means good stuff, because we can predict that might be a little threatening to a dog who is, again, protective of their household. So this is how to utilize place to get through unwanted behaviors for either, again, too rude, too pushy, too excited, or too protective and maybe a little, defensive of the household, which can happen as well. So again, we have a tie down installed here. For us, this tie down is just simply tied to a very heavy table. You're going to look through your home for what heavy furniture you may have to connect the leash to. You may even have to install a hook in the wall. Nice, you saw Leo there was like bark, bark, bark. That's not doing anything. So let me go lay down on my bed again. And that's when he got rewarded, which is pretty awesome to see the wheels turn for Leo. So again, though, with that tie down, just look at your home. Every home is different, obviously, but somewhere you should hopefully be able to figure out where to install a tie down. And again, remember, the importance is that it's set up in an area where they can observe all the action, but they're not too close so that the people are just within range of the leash, all right? So that's using place to work through unwanted behaviors of people coming into the home. That was pretty cool. Again, this is our way to demo this for you. All things are different in the home. We're going to work with you through these behaviors, but this is a good thing to reference. All right? Thanks, guys.